You're watching 13 News, Kansas News Leader.
Good evening, I'm Melissa Bruner.
And I'm Ralph Hipp. Breaking news here at 10 tonight. Reports of yet another drive-by shooting in the High Crest neighborhood of Topeka. This has happened within the past 45 minutes in the 3300 block of Southeast Humboldt. That's not far from Betty Phillips Park.
13's Justin Surnsey is on the scene gathering details. Justin, what do we know so far?
An hour ago, the Topeka Police Department responded to the 3300 block of Southeast Humboldt on reports of multiple gunshots fired. As the crews arrived here, one adult male has been confirmed to be injured. Sergeant Clam with the Topeka Police Department says that adult male was shot in the leg, was transported by AMR to Stormont Vale with non-life-threatening injuries. Right now, they are canvassing the entire neighborhood. We are just 50 to 100 yards away to the east of Betty Phillips Park in the neighborhood of the High Crest area. As we all know, the police just today confirmed that there have been 5 drive-by shootings since June 29th, the latest coming just at 2 o'clock this morning in the 3400 block of Southeast Girard. We're just blocks away where a vigil was held just a few days ago on Tuesday for 5-year-old Lily Coates Nichols, who suffered from gunshot wounds and died from a drive-by shooting on July 7th. Right now, police do not have a description of a suspect, but they are looking for a dark-colored SUV vehicle that could be related to this shooting. Police were speaking with the people in the home behind me at 3300 Southeast Humboldt. They have roped off the entire perimeter. In fact, they are making the crime scene larger as we go on through the night. A K-9 unit was dispatched here in the area, going around the home in the backyard, looking for anything that could lead to what may have involved in this shooting. But again, we do not have a suspect. We have a dark SUV vehicle being searched for by the police. They are roping off the street here in front of the home, canvassing neighbors, looking for information. We talked with some homeowners who decided not to be on camera, but they did say they heard the shots. They're out here. One woman actually left in her vehicle because of all the gunshots that she heard and left for her safety. Ralph and Melissa, we'll try to keep you updated as we find out in this ongoing investigation that just happened over 30 minutes ago, leaving one man suffering from non-life-threatening injuries.
Yeah, Justin, please keep sending some information for us from there. We'll have it on the website and on Twitter as well. We appreciate that. As Justin had alluded to, this would mark the 6th shooting now in the High Crest area over the past 3 weeks and the 2nd of the day. The most recent this morning at 2:30 a.m. in the 3400 block of Southeast Girard. Police are saying that case was a 20-year-old woman suffering also a bullet wound to her leg. A friend of the victim telling 13 News that he dropped the woman off from her work shift and heard 10 to 12 gunshots. Her parents say they're heartbroken by the continuation of all the violence.
Nobody else needs to get hurt. Nobody else needs to get injured. 2 little babies up here around here got shot and killed.
And now a 20-year-old girl got
20-year-old daughter gets shot. No more.
Enough.
And the violence.
TPD says so far no arrests at this time, and if you have any information about any of the shootings, call Crime Stoppers at 234-0007.
Some frightening moments on a California freeway this afternoon. A wildfire swept across the road, causing several vehicles to burst into flames. Take a look at some of this video. It's not immediately clear if anyone was hurt in the blaze. It broke out along Interstate 15 in the Cajon Pass, the main route between Southern California and Las Vegas. U.S. Forest Service spokesman told CBS News it burned at least 2,000 acres and was moving quickly. Firefighting aircraft were actually temporarily grounded during this because of drone activity in the skies overhead. Water drops have since resumed. The fire led authorities to shut several freeway lanes, causing traffic to back up for miles. Dozens of drivers actually abandoned their vehicles and tried to walk to safety. There are mandatory evacuations tonight for some of the surrounding neighborhoods in San Bernardino County. The FBI is trying to piece together what motivated a 24-year-old man to go on a deadly shooting rampage at a military reserve center in Chattanooga, Tennessee. The FBI is investigating it as an act of terrorism. They say 24-year-old Mohammed Yosef Abdulaziz, a naturalized U.S. citizen from Kuwait, used at least 2 long guns and 1 handgun to attack 2 military facilities yesterday. 4 Marines were killed, 3 others injured in a 30-minute rampage that ended when a police officer shot and killed Abdulaziz. Today, friends, neighbors, and strangers honored the victims at a makeshift memorial.
I really didn't think, I know there was warning, but I didn't think it would hit home so soon, so fast.
I just wanted to come down and have him pay his respects and my respects as well.
One of the wounded servicemen has ties to Kansas. 24-year-old Randall Smith's mother, Paula Proxmire, now lives in Delphus. She says her son is a logistics specialist in the Navy and is being treated for 3 gunshot wounds. They're to his right arm, back, and stomach. Proxmire says she doesn't understand why someone would hurt the ones serving to protect the U.S.
Kansas Senator Pat Roberts, who chairs the Senate's new Marine Corps caucus, extended today his sympathies to those affected by the Chattanooga attacks. Roberts told Melissa that this has to be fully investigated with the military policies to be reviewed.
I think we ought to really take a look at the DOD policy that does not allow people in recruiting offices to at least have, if not a weapon on them, access to a weapon. If this starts to be a trend, we've got problems.
Senator Roberts also commented on the compromise education bill that senators okayed this week, which he says ends mandatory participation in Common Core. And you can hear more on that story on WIBW.com. Topeka's police chief is being tapped for a new assignment within the Kansas National Guard. As continuing as chief, James Brown will be adding the title Senior Enlisted Leader for the Air National Guard and Army National Guard as well. Adjutant General Lee Taffanelli selected Brown for the post in June. He'll be responsible for the morale and training and discipline of more than 6,000 enlisted soldiers. Brown says his passion has always been to serve our country.
I've always been driven to serve the National Guard and have done so for 30 years now. So my time away is utilized for that. I'm fortunate now because both of my sons are off in college, me and my spouse here in Topeka. Those that more and have more investment are the younger airmen and soldiers that are brand new, married, starting a family, have brand new kids, trying to go to college. You know, those are the ones really that, you know, where do they find the time?
Chief Brown will be the first airman to hold that position.
An agricultural company will expand its global services to Northeast Kansas. H.J. Baker is bringing its animal health and nutrition division to the Emporia area. The company will build a multi-million-dollar facility on 15 acres at Weaver Street and Penny Lane in Industrial Park 3. It should begin production as early as March 2016. The 13,000-square-foot facility will include offices, warehouse, and a processing floor. A Lawrence-based technology company has discovered opportunity in the engineering and manufacturing abilities at Kansas State University. This summer, Avatech is partnering with K-State's Electronics Design Laboratory to develop and manufacture a series of new devices and technologies for the commercial marketplace and military use. The lab will help Avatech develop and test prototype devices that use the company's proprietary algorithms, while also providing students with real-world experience.
One of the benefits EDL has is that we bring students in from the engineering departments and have them operate in their field, gaining industry experience and research experience at the same time. This greatly enhances the value of their education in the state of Kansas.
This marks the collaborators' first large-scale partnership and the first to move technologies from the concept phase to a final marketable product.
Topeka's about a year away from a fabulous collection of memorabilia from the world's most famous daredevil, Evel Knievel. The Evel Knievel Museum will move into the new 16,000-square-foot expansion at Topeka's historic Harley-Davidson shop. The collection's centerpiece will be Evel's big red Mack truck, serving as his living quarters while he was on the road. Harley-Davidson led other local businesses in a 3-year restoration project on that truck. The museum set to open sometime next summer and will feature the largest collection of Evel Knievel's possessions. You can listen and hear more about the project in our story on WIBW.com in the video there. Tractors headed to the field today for the 39th annual Meriden Threshing Show. Young and old alike came out today in Meriden, threshing wheat at the annual festival that they have. The Meriden Antique Engine and Threshing Association continues its threshings at 10 o'clock in the morning and 2 in the afternoon. Organizers say the show is a lot of fun and keeps up the proud tradition of their Jefferson County town. Admission to the threshing show is $6 for the grown-ups, and it's free for kids who are 12 and under, running through Sunday afternoon. Well, it's all about construction east of Manhattan and St. George. The Manhattan Area Habitat for Humanity kicked off its 25th home build this Friday. The first ever in St. George, as members of the Flint Hills Area Builders Association began framing the home. The official groundbreaking is set for 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. The home to be dedicated to the Graciela Berumen family and her 2 sons when it's finished in October. Hot day for nailing boards together and framing a house.
A little warm to be working outside. Hope everyone is
anything.
staying hydrated, keeping safe. Jeremy Goodwin is in the Weather Center to let us know if this heat sticks around for the weekend.
Hi, Ralph, Melissa. Tomorrow will be very hot again. We have a heat advisory for Saturday, and then Sunday possibly some widespread strong storms in the area as a cold front moves in. Here's what we have on the radar now. There are thunderstorms moving toward Council Grove and across the southern parts of Dickinson County right now, Salina down to McPherson. Some of this rain is coming down heavily. It's not considered severe, but a lot of lightning in this just south of Salina at this point, and certainly bears watching as that makes its way east, mainly along and south of Interstate 70. As we zoom out, there are a couple of severe storms in Nebraska at this time, so a couple of different batches of strong storms to watch for. This one will stay well north of us. This activity has been losing some of its strength as it's been making its way eastward toward the WIBW viewing region. As we look from the Emporia cam provided by ValueNet, looking off to the west, may see a flash of lightning on the horizon once in a while from Emporia. But right now it's still dry in Lyon County and dry for most of us. We're expecting to see that chance of rain making it to Emporia around midnight, Topeka maybe 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. But most of us, again, should stay dry, and the severe weather threat is very low tonight. Temperature still warm, 83 in the capital city. It's after 10 o'clock and still very warm with the heat index still sweaty at 90. Feels like 91 in Manhattan at 10 p.m. Looking off to west, here comes that rain and that second batch of strong storms in parts of Nebraska. This will continue making its way eastward, but again, it's been losing a lot of its intensity the last couple of hours. It's been moving from the Hayes area in Dodge City toward us. Supercast will keep at least some rain chances around through the overnight hours, but again, most of us probably dry, and the severe weather threat does look to be low. Tomorrow, hot again, 96 in Topeka, Manhattan 98, Salina around 102, the heat index 105 to 108, so a heat advisory has been issued for all of the area until 9 p.m. tomorrow. 77 tonight, warm, humid, a few scattered rain showers, especially south of I-70. 8-day forecast Sunday, the thunderstorms could be severe. That is along a cold front that is moving in. Brings us from highs in the upper 90s down to upper 80s, so that's definitely an improvement. And with the change of the air mass, we may see some strong storms or even severe weather, especially Sunday afternoon.
So something to keep an eye on as we head through the weekend.
Yeah, hot Saturday, probably some hail and strong wind on Sunday.
Okay.
And Doug Myers will help us on the weekend forecast.
Saturday, and then I'll be in on Sunday.
Yeah,
okay, that's right.
We'll see how that goes. Thank you, Jeremy. 13 Sports is on the way in just a bit, and we'll see if the Royals could pull off not one but 2 wins against the White Sox. Chris Lilly is back a little bit later with the scores and highlights of the afternoon game and the one going on tonight.
Also, from TPD to WIBW, honors Fort Justin Surrency before he heads to a new adventure. We'll fill you in next.
You're watching 13 News at 10 with Melissa Bruner and Ralph Hipp. 13 News, Kansas News Leader. You're watching 13 News, Kansas News Leader.
From salsa to sombreros, Topeka's Mexican culture has been on display all week long, but it takes a lot of work from volunteers to get Fiesta Mexicana up and running.
Justin also reports tonight at 10 what it takes for the Fiesta to really fire itself up.
It's an 82-year-old tradition that continues to feed Topekans' hunger for Mexican culture.
I have an addiction to the tamales. It's the one time a year when I can get good ones, I feel like.
I love the enchiladas. They are delicious. My grandma makes them probably a few times a year, so when they are ready and available, I definitely take advantage of it.
But it also takes time and sacrifice to create that craving for authentic Mexican food.
The process is exhausting, but it starts, back in January with prep work, with cooking meat, and then we start every day at about 5 to 6 o'clock in the morning making enchiladas, then we make burritos, then we make all the mixes for the tacos and tostadas here. Other guys are making tamales in that time, and then we get ready for selling at 4 o'clock.
Volunteers are made up of the Our Lady of Guadalupe church members, community members, strangers, and even past Fiesta queens.
who are never scared to put aside their crowns for an apron and a hairnet.
It's about family, it's about our church, it's about the whole idea of providing for the children.
Volunteers work tirelessly to prepare 2,300 enchiladas, 2,000 burritos, and 1,300 tamales every day. While they don't receive any pay for their efforts, they say the amount of pride they receive from the community in showcasing their Mexican culture is priceless.
It's a great way to celebrate all of the Mexican heritage that we do have in Topeka and for us to come and share it with the entire community.
I'm just like all full of tears and, you know, just is a wonderful thing to see everybody working together like that.
It is amazing, and the food is fantastic. Tomorrow night is the final night of Fiesta Mexicana, the 82nd annual, and take those shuttles from 8th and Madison for $1 to get you over and back. That runs from 5:30 till 11:30, and Fiesta proceeds, of course, go right to the parish's Holy Family Catholic School. Melissa?
We do want to bring you this note. Topeka Police stopped by our 13 News studio today to honor one of our reporters for his work with the department.
Well, Justin, on behalf of the men and women of the Topeka Police Department, we want to thank you for your dedication, your hard work, and you know, what a great example you set for the capital city.
Topeka Police Chief James Brown presenting Justin Surrency with a certificate of appreciation. Brown wanted to thank Justin for the hard work and fair reporting Justin has done over his 3 years at WIBW. Justin's last newscast will be this coming Sunday night. He has taken a position with WHO-TV in Des Moines, Iowa. They coincidentally are also 13 News, so he's keeping with his lucky number, you might say, 13. We certainly wish Justin the best in everything he does. He has been a tremendous asset to our team, and even more so, just a great all-around person. So we know he'll be wonderful in wherever he does.
That's right. He begins Wednesday at the 13 News up in Des Moines, and Justin, you're awesome, and we really worked him tonight too, and he did an awesome job even on his final night and the weekend coming up. The World Horseshoe Tournament, the Junior Championship is going to be on the line, and the Royals look to make a doubleheader from the White Sox, and we'll check in on that next on Friday Night 13 Sports.
Sports with Jonathan Deutsch.
Hello everybody. The Royals and the White Sox have had a little drama this season. Remember when 6 players were suspended after a fight? Well, today they kept it clean and they just played a little bit of baseball. Game 1 of this day-night doubleheader. Lorenzo Cain, he had an RBI in the All-Star game, and he's gonna get one here. He doubles to left. Alcides Escobar, come on down. He's scoring from second. The Royals are on top in Game 1 early. And Lorenzo Cain there sliding in nicely. Third inning now, Giovanni Soto makes the ball go-go. Solo shot to left for Soto. This ties the game at 1 in the third inning. We'll move on to the 5th. On the 12th pitch of the at-bat, Mike Moustakas goes deep to center. The Royals, they get the win in the day game. They win it 4-2. So let's go on to the nightcap. Edinson Volquez on the mound for Game 2 in the first. Gordon Beckham hits one right off of Volquez. It might hurt to sit down later for him, but he'd stay in the game and he'd be just fine. Bottom second, one on from Mr. Flowers. He lines this one just over third base. The run scores. Chicago has the 1-0 lead. The Sox threatening in the 4th. Flowers again, this time Volquez calls his best friend for the 6-4-3 double play. In the 6th, man on third. The pitch gets away from Salvi, actually goes over the backstop, which you rarely see. That would be the only other run of the game. The Royals drop this one to Chicago 2-0. They split the doubleheader. Round 2 of the Open Championship started with a 3-hour rain delay, and then once on the course, Robert Streb, he stayed near the top of the leaderboard. And here's a look at that leaderboard. Play was suspended today. Highlighted players still have to finish. Dustin Johnson, he leads at 10 under. Jordan Spieth is 5 under. They'll have to play a few more holes tomorrow morning before playing the 3rd round. Gary Woodland at 2 under. Tiger Woods still has to finish his round. He most likely will not make the cut. What else is new? The World Horseshoe Championships continued today, and some pitchers were chasing a title while being in Kansas for the first time. 13 Sports' Chris Lilly was with those who threw their way to the top.
Young athletes from all over battled it out in Landon Arena trying to earn the title world champion.
I'm from a small town in Pennsylvania. It's not a big town. Nobody knows it. Well, I'm from I guess medium town, Monticello, Iowa.
Horseshoe pitching has bridged the cross-country gap at least for a week.
I get to meet new people and throw them a game. Best part was going to see new people and taking a trip and visiting around Kansas, new things and new stuff.
A tough competition, getting to play with everybody,
Having fun and trying to do my best.
Another similarity is the disappearing space in their trophy cases.
Well, I got 6 horseshoe trophies already, and I'm going to put it with that. I'm probably going to keep it at home with the other ones.
Ben Webb from Kentucky took the highest honors, being in Junior Group A, and it took a playoff for him to capture his first World Championship. This World Horseshoe Pitching Championship has upped the ante. Not only do they have the world-class pitchers, but also ESPN has rolled into town for a live sports center from 8 to 10 tomorrow morning. From the Kansas Expo Center, Chris Lilly, 13 Sports.
Want to let everyone know it is free to watch SportsCenter live tomorrow morning at the Expo Center. K-State's Bill Snyder and the Chiefs' Travis Kelce are expected to be in attendance. Sounds like a fun time, right, Ralph? Right, Melissa?
It sure does. For SportsCenter, the C on SportsCenter, that should be a horseshoe. Make that
Maybe they can make a few modifications for this event. We're going to check back with the weekend forecast has in store from Jeremy next.
This is your 13 weather forecast.
We're seeing a few rain showers across McPherson County moving toward the Council Grove area at this time. This is not severe, but please don't be surprised if you hear some lightning and thunder around Dickinson County, the southern parts of Morris County over the next hour or so. That rain moving toward Harrington, Hillsboro, Cottonwood Falls, and ultimately could make it over to Emporia within the next few hours. Tomorrow, heat advisory for all of northeast Kansas with the heat index between 105 and 108.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Hooray again as the Topeka Chamber held a ribbon-cutting ceremony today for Celebration City in the Noto District. Zach Haney is the shop's owner, and he began planning carnivals when he was 14 years old as a community service project for the rescue mission.
Since then, he's planned more than 400 events around northeast Kansas. This store features party supplies, accessories, concessions, games, inflatables, and much more. Congratulations to Zach. Just to recap our top story tonight, a drive-by shooting in the 3300 block of Southeast Humboldt, the Highcrest neighborhood. One man with a non-life-threatening wound to his leg. Police are still in the area searching for suspects. We'll keep you updated on WIBW.com.
Our next morning news is live at 8 o'clock, and thanks for joining us. NCIS New Orleans is on the way right after the break. Good night.
Get the latest news, weather, and sports on WIBW.com or follow WIBW on Twitter and Facebook. WIBW TV, Heartland Regional Emmy Award for Evening Newscast.